To get up with the quarterback sitting down. The truth hurts in Philly. Is it the beginning of the end of Carson Wentz? Meanwhile, was it a tank job or just the dumbest defense in football history? And which would be worse? Inside the Jets' absolute disgrace. Plus, statement performance from Baker Mayfield. What does it mean for the Browns and their brash young QB? You've got questions. We've got answers. On a Monday, it's time to get up. Starting right now. Revved up and ready to go from our Seaport studios. Greeny here. Rex is here. And the crew is ready to go as well. Dan Orlovsky with the professorial look with the glasses. You know, he's ready to teach some football, and RC is fired up and ready to go on this Monday. And we begin with what we are calling the game of the day, game of the night last night. It's the Packers. It's the Eagles. There's a minute left in the half where we pick it up, Dan. 7-3. 3rd and 4 for the Packers from the 26. And Rodgers is buying time.
Yeah, this is vintage Aaron Rodgers. His offensive line gives him great protection. Then he allows that tight end really to just cross one side of the field to the other, and he finds him for a touchdown.
14-3. Green Bay at the half. Yet another tough afternoon for Carson Wentz. Dan, just off target.
Yeah, just zero confidence with the football when it's in his hands. You can see it when it leaves his hands. He's not seeing things well, driving the football as much as he can. Off target, there's no rhythm with his game right now.
Wentz, 6 of 15 for 79 yards. Third quarter, it's 14-3. Packers on their own 1-yard line. Why not? Aaron Rodgers going to flip it up, and Davante Adams with the catch.
I have no idea how Davante Adams makes this contested catch. Finds it before that corner makes contact with them. Strong hands is beautiful. And then I love this play down in the red zone. My guy, be better than your guy. Kick it out to him, finish in the front pylon.
That's a 99-yard touchdown drive. Packers up 20-3. Fourth quarter, here's your moment. Dan, Jalen Hurts is on the field. And on a 4th and 18, looks pretty good, throwing a touchdown to Greg Ward Jr.
I love the fact that he climbs the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, and then that ball's got to get up over that defender, Greeny. I love the touch of the football. Great start for Jalen Hurts.
That's under 7 to play now. Packers are punting. Jalen Reagor is back to receive. So we saw something from their 2nd-round draft pick. How about from the 1st-round draft pick? He drops it, and he scoops it, and now he's on his way.
And this is what he's got in his game. He's a really big playmaking threat. They need to use him more, but I love the ability to make that punter miss. Pat McAfee would never allow it, and now the Eagles are back in this football game.
It's 23-16. The Eagles would punt. The Packers would get it back, and here comes Aaron Jones. Rex, how about the moves for Aaron Jones?
Look at the balance and the strength, and then the finish right here. Look at the hustle also by these linemen down the field here. But this is what makes the Packers so dangerous. They got a 1-2 punch. They can throw it and they can run it.
It's a 77-yard touchdown for Aaron Jones, 30-16, under 2 minutes left. Hurts trying to find something. Instead, he finds this. Picked off. That's all she wrote. Aaron Rodgers had himself a nice day, 295 and 3 touchdowns. But all the talk after was about Carson Wentz.
I didn't know what the plan was fully. I was just told he was going in for the next play and next series, so I didn't really know what was going on there. But obviously that's frustrating as a competitor and just the personality that I have. You know, I want to be the guy out there, but, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, they made the call today. And at the end of the day, we lost. As a team, we lost. And that's what I think, for me, I'm most frustrated about.
All right, and so many words have been spoken about Carson Wentz on this program, and Dan Orlovsky, you said so many of them. What is the first thing to say about this today?
Carson Wentz is broken. The Philadelphia Eagles have broken him. And if you look at the 2 most important people in their organization when it comes to power, it's their general manager and their head coach. And their general manager, within the same year, gave Carson Wentz the biggest guaranteed contract ever, and then drafted a guy in the 2nd round. You know, so there's a seed of doubt planted in Carson Wentz's mind. And then the head coach, Doug Peterson, yesterday decides to go, okay, it's time for Jalen Hurts, which is probably the right decision. And then he leaves him in for the rest of the game. And now you've got another seed of doubt. Does my general manager believe in me? Not as much as I think. Does my head coach believe in me? Not as much as I think. And that has broken Carson Wentz. And I always use this saying, don't give up what you really want for what you want right now. They really want Carson Wentz to be their franchise quarterback, but they want to win games right now. That's why I think they have to start Jalen Hurts next week. I don't think you can walk into your locker room and not play him because your quarterback is completely mentally broken, and the Eagles did it themselves.
RC, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz next week? Which direction should they go?
It's Jalen Hurts. Doug Peterson has absolutely no choice. Doug Peterson was standing at the top of the cliff, and Carson Wentz has been beating him down that cliff to the edge, and he was about to fall over. He had to make a decision. He had to say something to his team that this type of play, no matter the position, no matter the contract, no matter the name, is unacceptable. And so you put Jalen Hurts in the game, and they said there was no plan. Carson Wentz didn't necessarily know how long he was going to play, but in the third quarter, you get the best pass of the game, and it's from your backup quarterback. He is Jalen Reagor, who we've been looking for all year, and now you have this huge play. And then you go into the fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 18, and I know it's kind of a time where you're trying to figure out how can we just get this game close, and he throws a touchdown. The football had touch on it. He was accurate. He created plays with his legs. He looked like the more poised, experienced, confident quarterback yesterday. And so Doug Peterson, you start him. And if it doesn't work out, then fine. At least you made a change. At least you showed your team that play matters. And if it works out, then you have a decision to make in the future. But it's no decision to make about the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles next week, because that guy has to be Jalen Hurts.
Well, Rex, you're my coach here, and so the coach has to balance losing his locker room versus potentially losing his job. How do you handle this now if you're Doug Peterson?
Well, if he loses his locker room, he's going to lose his job anyway. So to me, look, I have not been a huge fan of Jalen Hurts. I mean, I don't think he has the NFL skill set. But right now, so I don't see him as an NFL quarterback. But right now, the way Carson Wentz is playing, he's not one either. So to me, you got no choice. What I saw as just a fan is as soon as you put Hurts in, the entire team picked up. So that was a spark like, hey, we want this guy. And then when you hear, you see this, attitude by Carson Wentz and all that, I understand. Here's my sources tell me that he's a guy that knows it all in the locker room. Well, guess what? That doesn't fly. That means people want you benched. And that's what I don't think they have a choice. They got to go with Jalen Hurts. And so we'll see.
When you say that, it's reminiscent of the fact that this is a team that seemed to play better around Nick Foles than it did around Carson Wentz. And maybe now it makes a little sense to you.
Yeah, it makes sense to me now when I hear about these. This is, a know-it-all guy. Because at the time, I'm like, there's no comparison. Athletically, Carson Wentz is exactly what you want as a quarterback. But it's all these underlining things. If he's not coachable, if he thinks he's above the team and everything else, no wonder everybody was screaming for Nick Foles, who we all know is just a journeyman guy and a backup quarterback. But I understand it much better than I did, at the time.
So, Dan Orlovsky, you say that right now Carson Wentz is broken. Candidly, watching it, it's impossible to disagree. Can he be fixed?
Oh, absolutely. The right people can absolutely fix Carson Wentz. But, Greeny, it's going to come to trust. And I think that's when I hear those post-game press conference comments from Carson Wentz going, I didn't really know the plan. I was told that Jalen Hurts might go in for that first play and then maybe a series. That's the biggest concern I have right now, because the question becomes, how does Carson Wentz ever trust, again, the general manager, Howie Roseman, and the head coach, Doug Peterson? How was there not the conversation of, hey, Carson, right now you're not playing good enough and our offense is struggling. If that continues to be the case in this game, Jalen's going in. And if Jalen provides a spark, or if Jalen plays well, which he did, he's going to continue to stay in. There can't be this gray area right now for this offense. And so it's going to take time. And I said this last week, Greeny. The biggest question in this organization is, do they believe that either Doug Peterson or Carson Wentz is their future? Because if they believe it's Carson Wentz, then they need to find somebody that can rebuild the trust. Because right now the trust between the player and the coach is completely broken. And the question becomes, what about 2021? That's the reality. The division's not being won, Eagles fans. What about 2021? Because if you move to Jalen Hurts for the next 4 games, I think 5 games or whatever's left, you bring into question 2021. I don't care about the money. I understand it's very difficult. But when you decide that it's time to move on, I don't know if you can bring back the guy that you benched with the same coaching staff.
It's 4 games left for the Eagles at this point, and they, in theory, because the division is so bad, are still alive in it. But as we will show you later, the Giants and some other teams are showing some signs of life. What do you think, RC? Is Carson Wentz the starting quarterback in Philly next season?
You know what? I truly don't know, Greeny. And Dan makes a great point about trust and trust being broken, or Carson Wentz being broken. What he's not mentioning is the things that Carson Wentz has done to the organization, because trust is the two-way street.
No
trust is also earned. And Carson Wentz hasn't been earning the trust on the field. Listen, I don't know what goes on in the locker room. I don't know if the team tends to play better behind the backup because they like the backup as a person more. But what I do know is when Carson Wentz is